Hello everyone and welcome back to our Python programming course. In the previous lesson, we learned about loops and how to repeat a block of code using for and while loops. Today, we will learn about Python collections. These are data structures that help us to store and organize data efficiently. We will cover strings, lists, tuples, dictionaries, and sets. Each one has its own purpose, and by the end of this lesson, you'll know them when to use each of them. So let's begin. Let's start with strings. A string is simply a sequence of characters. It can contain letters, numbers, spaces, and special symbols. Strings are always written inside single quotes or double quotes. For example, the variable name stores the word Python and the variable message stores the text hello world. Strings are one of the most commonly used data types because they allow us to work with names, addresses, messages, and any other text-based information. There are several operations we can perform on strings. The first is indexing, which allow us to access a specific character using its position. The second is slicing, which allows us to extract a part of a string. The third is concatenation, which means joining two or more strings together. Finally, the length function is used to count the total number of characters in a string. These operations help us to manipulate and process text in Python. Python provides many inbuilt string functions. The upper method converts all characters to uppercase. The lower method converts all characters to lowercase. The strip method removes extra spaces from the beginning and the end of a string. The replace method replaces one word or character with another. The split method divides a string into a list based on a separation. These methods are very useful when working with user input or text processing. Now let's learn about lists. A list is used to store multiple values in a single variable. Instead of creating separate variables for every item, we can place all the values inside one list. In this example, we have a list called fruits that contains apple, mango, and banana. Lists are enclosed in square brackets and can store different type of data. One important feature of lists is that they are mutable, which means we can add or remove or modify elements whenever we want. Python provides several useful methods for working with lists. The append method adds a new element to the end of a list. The insert method adds an element at a specific position. The remove method deletes a particular element. The pop method removes an element using its index, and by default it removes the last item. The sort method arranges the element in an ascending order. These methods make lists very flexible and easy to work with. A tuple is very similar to a list because it can also store multiple values. However, there is one major difference. Tuples are immutable. This means that once a tuple is created, its values cannot be changed. Tuples are written using round brackets instead of square brackets. They are commonly used when the data should remain fixed throughout the program. Let's compare lists and tuples. A list is mutable, so we can change its contents whenever needed. Tuple is immutable, meaning its content cannot be modified after creation. If your data needs frequent updates, use a list. If the data should remain constant, use a tuple. Choosing the correct data structure makes program more efficient. Now let's understand dictionaries. A dictionary stores data in the form of key value pairs. Instead of accessing data using an index, we access it using a key. In an example, the key name stores the value Nitin and the age stores the value 90. Dictionaries are enclosed in curly braces. They are extremely useful when storing related information about a person, product, or any object. Python provides many useful methods for dictionaries. The keys method really returns all the keys. The values method returns all the stored values. The item methods return both keys and values together. The get method safely retrieves a value using its key. The update method allows us to add or modify entries. These methods make dictionaries easy to understand. Sets. A set is another collection type in Python. A set stores only unique values. If duplicate values are added, Python automatically removes the duplicates. In our example, the number 2 and 3 appear more than once. However, when Python displays the set, each value appears only once. Sets are very useful when we want to eliminate duplicate data. Sets also provide useful methods. The add method inserts a new value. The remove method deletes an existing value. The union method combines two sets, and the intersection method returns only the common elements between two sets. These methods are widely used in data processing and mathematical operations. Now, you might wonder which collection should be used. If you want to store text, use a string. If you need a collection that can be changed, use a list. If the data should never change, use a tuple. If you want to store information using key and values, use a dictionary. If you need only unique values without any duplicates, use a set. Understanding the purpose of each collection help you write better and more organized programs. Thank you everyone for watching today's lesson. In this video, we learned about strings, lists, tuple, dictionaries, and sets. We also explored some commonly used methods for each collection types.